was, a week after the war ended, and they said they could isolate SARS with interferon. Now, interferon is the stuff that they was taken from the testicles of the black boys and the genitals of black children in the Atlanta child murders. And it was $1 million a vial. They said the most expensive stuff on the planet. And it was between the ages of, the ones who got the most is between the ages of 6, or like, let's say, like 5 to 7 years old. And isn't it interesting that the children that was going to war on the Congo, Africa, they got these children fighting wars in Africa, their average age is 7 years old. And this stuff was $1 million a vial, but all of a sudden now they're talking about this, all this interferon, and if you, then when you go on the internet, they talk about this interferon cures muscular sclerosis. But meanwhile, when these soldiers down in Iraq was coming down with this mysterious disease, it was equivalent to some type of muscular sclerosis type thing that destroys the molecular structure of the body. You see, all this stuff is tied in. All this stuff is tied in. But anyway, the big thing is this interferon that came, you know, so it used to be so expensive, but remember now they're killing these children from Africa now. You see, so all of this stuff is going down, and is going down, and this is the way. So we still talking about people being under siege. Now, moving right along. This is happening. We got to recap a lot of things that you need to look out for. It's happening in New York City, and that is they have taken the child support laws and put them together with the welfare laws. This is happening around the country, and they're telling black men that if you receive welfare, or your children receive welfare in your lifetime, that you got to pay welfare back. Is this thing happening here?
Yeah.
Okay. They're saying you got to pay welfare back.
If the female receive welfare, then they'll go find the male,
right,
make sure they collect the child support.
This is the mystery on this. They're saying that if you receive welfare in the 70s, in the 80s, in the early 90s, you got to pay the government back. And they're going to show you your check. Now, I thought that welfare was supposed to be an aid. Alright? So how can you take something that's an aid and an assistance and make it into a loan? You understand what I'm saying? Welfare was supposed to be an aid and assistance. How can you make it into a loan? And they got black people that's got to pay it back. They're going to shoot their checks. And if they don't pay it back, they go to jail. Because they put it under the child support laws so they can enforce it. Now the mystery here is this. The white boys ain't got to pay back the welfare. And there was more white people on welfare than black people. Now what's the difference here? The difference here is they gave white people welfare as an aid. That doesn't apply to black people because we are not citizens. We are 14th Amendment slaves and property of the United States government. So therefore, now, in the movie Starship Troopers, go back and watch that movie, they say, what is the difference between a citizen and a civilian? A citizen has inalienable rights. A civilian always has to have something given to them, and so therefore can always be revoked. We are civilians. Now you say, well, Bobby, damn, we get the vote, right? We get all these inalienable rights. Yes, you get those rights, and those rights are called what? Privileges. Understand the difference between a right and a privilege. A privilege is something that can be taken away. You understand what I'm saying? So, because you were not a citizen and you got the aid, and this is just not anything, because we need to look at this type thing to find out this. Because if they do it with the welfare, they can do this with anything. They can do this whenever you owe any bill in this country. You understand what I'm saying? Now, they have made it into a loan. Now, what's happening when these countries like Africa, countries like Africa and different countries in Africa and different so-called quote-unquote third world countries borrow money from the United States government? They give them this loan, they got a debt. Okay, because you are not a citizen, you are a civilian, but you are also, in one way, sovereign, because you're not a United States citizen, so therefore this thing becomes a loan. And you got to pay the shit back. So we are civilians, but we have privileges. And they can revoke your privilege just like they revoked Janet Jackson's privilege to go to the goddamn Grammys. And the white boy, they couldn't revoke his privilege because he has the freedom of speech. And by him being a citizen, he gets to go to the goddamn Grammys. You see what I'm saying? Because he's a citizen and damn Janet Jackson was a civilian. So therefore they're telling her, you don't line up under fucking damn freedom of speech and freedom of nothing. Freedom of expression. Your motherfucking ass is in violation of the United States laws. And so therefore, we revoke your privilege to be an honorary white folk. An honorary white person. So you can't come to the Grammys, just like you fucking child. Very key. It's very key. Y'all alright? Let's go on. Let's go on with some stuff that's going down here. Let's see here. Anyway, did anybody want to go into a question and answer right quick before we go into another segment? We're gonna take a break. But anybody want to go into a question and answer real quick? Because that's the way we're starting to do it. We're starting to bust this thing up like a town meeting, and we want people to get some questions before they get up and leave. What's that?
I want to know, what is the science behind them changing the names of places, like changing the name from Persia to Iraq, or, you know, what, do you know?
It's very interesting. I think it got something to do with they don't want a certain amount of ancient energy, a certain amount of thing to happen from a certain place. Now we know it was Babylonia, but we know it was Persia for thousands of years too. So therefore, they change it a lot of times because those particular places probably got a certain history to them, and they don't want to do, they don't want to invoke a certain amount of energy. Like, give me an example. You get Turkey, you get Iraq, you get Iran, and all these places you get. Afghanistan. Now check it out, how this thing goes. Iraq, Iraq used to be a citadel or capital of the Moors. When they first took the stuff, when the Arabs invaded Egypt, the Moors, which was an Egyptian priesthood basically, took under the banner of Islam, went up into Iraq, and translated Baghdad, and translated a lot of material from Metanetta into Arabic and took it on into Europe and taught the Europeans, the Moors. You see what I'm saying? Turkey was also a citadel and a place of the Moors that was a learning center that they tracked some of this particular stuff that came out of Hemmitt also. It went into Turkey. The area where you got Afghanistan and Pakistan, there was some ancient Indians in an area called Kashmir, and they deal with what is called Shaivism or Shivaism. It's also dealing with the god Shiva. Now, where I'm going with this, and you got Iran. Iraq and Iran was all ancient Persia. Now, look at this. To show you how this thing goes down. They went to Turkey, and Turkey done had 2 fucking earthquakes in the last couple of years. Iran had an earthquake during Christmas. Afghanistan had a war, and Baghdad had a war. You get what's going on here? The earthquakes and the wars coincide because they're all the same. They're under the attack of that area. It's not Islam, it's the ancient aspect of that realm that had much more ancient relics and ancient things that came out of that area, and they was attacking it. And so therefore the earthquake that went down this Christmas was induced by the Illuminati and whatever the government was. Then there was an earthquake in Turkey that was induced. Then there was an earthquake in India recently. These earthquakes that we have, why is it these earthquakes are induced in all these ancient lands, but yet Europe and none of the white lands get shit? You see what I'm saying? That's because they are manufacturing these earthquakes for warfare. So when they change the names a lot of times, it's still that same warfare type situation. That same warfare type situation. Give me some questions right quick before we go to the break, because we want to break it up and do some stuff.
Yeah. I had a question when you was talking about the Moors.
Yeah.
I ran to a brother, I don't know if I'm really taking it. He was telling me how being a Moor or studying up under the Moors, he could get out of certain things, the laws that were in the land in the United States.
That he
can walk into like
let me tell you about this. Let me go put this Moor shit to rest right now. Now any Moors up in here, you can challenge me on this shit right here. We're gonna put this Moor shit to rest right now, all you black ass Moors. And let me tell you what this thing is about, so you know, because you get ready to get caught up in some bullshit, because the Moors been hollering that shit for years. And they hit a lick out a damn snake. You can't get out of shit because you a damn Moor. The white man know who the fuck you are. They know you Moors. They know you all types of things. So let me tell you what's going down here. It's a hoax. Now y'all listen to me and listen to me how this shit is going. Any Moors up in this motherfucker? Because your ass is getting ready to go to jail under this terrorism. So you better listen to what the fuck I'm saying. And you better not miss a beat. You better catch this one, because the white man gonna catch your ass. Now, this is what's going on. All that stuff, the Moroccan Treaty, and all the more stuff they're talking about, all that stuff did happen. There was 5 presidents before there was the one, you know, you got your Hanson, the first president of America. All that shit is true. But it's a scheme that's going down with the United States government, and that is this. You go and you get all this shit, and you make yourself sovereign, you make yourself the Moor, you make yourself all of this here, you go through, and you get all these papers, and you get all this shit signed, and you get all this shit hooked up. And guess what? Homeland Security has the Moors under the terrorist bill, and under the terrorist act, the Moors are one of the first motherfuckers on that bitch. So when you get all signed up and all this shit, they can step to you and say, you are a part of a terrorist organization. Now I told the people this shit a couple of weeks or a month after 9/11, and I got it on the tape in December. I did one in December, I did a lecture down in Atlanta on December the 22nd, 2001. And I told him, I said, now we just blew this building up in September, and the target group that they're going to focus on going to be the Moors. Because they done whipped the Nation of Islam and all them, they finished. You know, Farrakhan done retired and stuff, so they took them on aim. You know, it's hard to get a goddamn good bean pie around here. You know, goddamn. Where the fuck the bean pies at? You know, you at least could get a goddamn good bean pie and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they say, where these motherfuckers get these bean pies from? They sell out of bean pies, and then like 5 minutes later, they be back with a couple more. It's like they go around the corner, they come out with a goddamn bean pie. But they done stopped this shit. I told these people that the next group was going to be the Moors. Now check this out. I told her this on December the 22nd, 2001. I did a 2-day lecture down in Atlanta. The very next day I did the lecture, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the newspaper down there, ran a whole story on the Moors. But they didn't tell you whether they was black or not. They didn't tell you what they did. They just said the Moors, an Islamic group in Spain. Now, because they made it an Islamic group, you see, they got you under the banner of the same motherfucking Islamic group that they have dealt with terrorism. Now, it's even more so because the Moors are dealing with all this contractual shit. Y'all, you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, come on.
And all of these documents, and they let them go right ahead, they're doing all this shit, and guess what? Then, they declare you terrorists, and they come and round up all the goddamn Moors. And the only thing they got to do is they got these niggas, they got all kind of clandestine little groups of Moors, and they be doing all kind of crazy shit. And once they do this stuff, all that stuff is up under the Terrorist Act. So the Moors is going to be the first motherfuckers get locked up with all that yang shit they talking about. We can do all this and all that. Let me tell you something. Anytime you see these niggas coming up to you talking about sign up and get all this shit about the Moors this and the Moors that and the Moroccan Treaty and all that kind of stuff, guess what? Those are government plants. That's their job, to get you hooked into the bullshit. And when you get hooked into the bullshit, that's how they're going to take you down. That's the last group. Understand where I'm coming from with this thing here. That stuff here. Don't sign nothing and don't get into nothing. Now, they had one sister in Charlotte, North Carolina. Her shit was so tight, she was getting back people. Let's say if the government owed you $4,000 for your income tax, she could get you back 50. She can get you back 20. She can get you back 60. Now, how is that? Everybody here has a birth certificate that was sold to England. You heard about all the straw man stuff. And somewhere down in Central America, in Bahamas, or somewhere around the world, they got a business being operated with under your name. And the IRS got to pay you back money every year based on that business is operated based on your name. The problem here is the sister was getting back the people's money, getting them $60,000, $50,000 back, $70,000, $1,000 back, $100,000 was only one problem though. She did the wrong thing. And that is, you see the movie Scarface? And the movie when he was working for the first boss that he killed, and the guy told him, he said, never get too big. He said, you're going to hold too many people. He said, always, he said, I stay low because that's safe. And remember in the movie, The Empire Strikes Back, when they went to see Billy D. Williams and he had a little city in the sky, and they said, why the doggone Empire ain't taking over this thing? He said, because we're a small-minded operation and they don't see no value in it. The mystery here is to stay small. So this sister was getting back people's money. But she started getting big and she had 1,000 dead niggas. She was getting back their money and them damn niggas started fighting and stuff because she wasn't getting their money back fast enough, and them niggas turned her in. And now she facing 50 years and she been sitting in jail since doggone December. And they won't even let her out of jail. They won't give her no bond. The mystery here is at this particular time right now, the people are shit. Shit in, shit out. Remember they told you in the Matrix that although you're trying to free these people are part of this system, and they're to be looked upon as an agent and also the enemy. You got to look upon the people as the enemy, and I'm talking about black folks. Dead black folks are dangerous now. You got to now look upon them as the goddamn enemy. In order to save them in the long run, because the souls are going to be saved, you can't have nobody fucking up your shit. And I'm telling you, these black people, it's just like this here now. It's just one of these guys come by, he come by the house every damn day to see whether I need a ride to the fucking store, because I ain't got no car. And he got time to do this shit because he got fired from his job. Why he got fired from his job? Because he was on the job telling these niggas about how white folks is doing them. And these niggas got together and went and told the boss man on it. Don't cast, but they said don't cast pearls to swine. Now you got to start turning against the masses because the masses are shit. Shit in, shit out. The people are the fucking enemy. You see what I'm saying? So now anyway, this Moorish thing that's going down, they get ready to trap you up in some shit. Don't sign nothing, don't get with no groups, come out of these groups and become clandestine and only deal with a small circle of people, small cells. What's that?
The lady in North Carolina, weren't they some type of Moors?
Yeah, what she did is she opened up a Moorish law firm. And they was getting people this money back. And the shit was working. And then the Atlanta Journal-Constitution came through. No, Charlotte Observer, and they painted all this shit about her. And all the black people in Charlotte about this. So, because they come on the news, they're going to believe the news. She in jail right now, locked down. Then she facing 50 years. They locked her down and her sister and a whole bunch of shit. So, but she got too big. You see what I'm saying? But the key here is it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. So that's that whole thing about that bullshit and all. It's nothing but a government setup. And they're going to be the first people they come after. They're going to be them niggas. You see what I'm saying? And any other of these old doggone groups. Get out of the groups. Get out of the doggone groups. It's the same thing with Dr. York. And stuff like that. Now, this nigga here is never going to see the light of day. But some of y'all niggas was following the whole Dr. York thing. But the problem is this about that. Now y'all talking about, oh, they got him locked down here. They done got him. Well, I thought the motherfucker was from the planet Ritz. Why don't he tell them some of them motherfuckers from the planet Ritz cracker to come to the jail and get him out? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute now. How many Dr. York motherfuckers up in here? Let's deal with this shit. Now all of a sudden it's all about legal. Legal this. A brother called me, I'm a representative of Dr. York, and we got the legal battle, and we want the black leaders. I said, no, fuck that. I said, this nigga say he was from the planet Ritz. So he need to get some of them motherfuckers from planet Ritz to come and get him up out of the jail. Or otherwise, he's a charlatan, and he need to be up in that motherfucker. Fucking over black people's minds. Don't claim to be Osiris. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell them Dr. York niggas nothing when this nigga was rolling. But see, you don't understand something. The spirit now is shutting down all these major charlatan leaders. H-Rap Brown, he got the damn woman in Atlanta veiled up to her eyes. And shit. Walking around with the veil. Black women in slavery. That nigga ass will never see the light of day. They locked that nigga ass up. You see, Khaled, dead. You see what I'm saying? Not dealing with the spirit shit and got niggas up there with fucking machine guns and shit like that, knowing damn well them niggas gonna get their ass killed. With this bullshit of New Black Panther Party. That's a fucking joke. When they broke down what these niggas was doing, it was just about feeding the damn homeless. I said, wait a minute now, you got all this black shit and guns and shit, and you talk about this shit about feeding the homeless? Give me some concrete shit. You see, all these fucking groups. You see what I'm saying? Running game on people. Remember Jasper, Texas, when they drug the guy down the street? Yeah. Didn't Khaled come up there? Yeah. In Jasper, Texas, didn't he have machine guns and shit? Yeah. It's illegal to have machine guns in this country. And automatic rifle, he had AK-47s and all this shit here on TV. And nobody figured it out, the nigga didn't get arrested. You see, but when when the government wanted to take him out, they used his own wife. He got in there, pissed, and shitted, they poisoned him. He went home, made love, threw up, pissed, shitted on himself, vomited, and fell into the bathroom. His wife came and took a pillow.
Whoever in the navy blue Cadillac, this lady needs y'all to come move. You're blocking her driveway.
Yeah. Took a pillow, put under his head, and went back to sleep for 6 hours. This is what his wife did. Cleaned up the evidence and all. We got the report and everything here from the Black Panther Party. But my point here is, you gotta come correct. You see, all the old regime of getting over on black people with all that stuff there now, it don't work no more. You got to come correct with stuff. You see what I'm saying? So they took him out. You see what I'm saying? They took him out. It's about now knowing, now if you got some spiritual shit going down, you can't front to the public about how you bad. And then when the cracker come after your ass, you better know some shit. See what I'm saying? You better know something. That's how this thing goes. You know, so when they rolled on me, a couple of three, I had to sneak out of New York on 9/11. And when they rolled on me, I got home that Friday, that Saturday, they rolled on me. They had 25 police cars, 2 helicopters, 2 big trucks. I mean, it was like it was just the whole street was just full of police cars. And me and the sister Kimberly standing on the goddamn front porch, and they couldn't even see our ass.
Come on.
They couldn't even see us. That was, and then on December the 19th of the same year, after 9/11, that was like a couple of days after 9/11, they rolled on me again and got the wrong fucking street. See what I'm saying? But the thing about it here is you got to roll with some shit. You got to be sincere. You can't be lying to the people. So he talking about the Planet Ritz and all that shit. So as a result, he's sitting in jail now. And I want to know how the hell you this great Osiris figure, and you sitting in jail, and you can't get yourself out of jail. I know some goddamn niggas from Mullen, South Carolina. Them niggas are experts on getting out of jail. You can't get out of jail. So it's time. So the spirit world is dealing with some things. Give me some more questions right quick before we go to the what you call it. Go ahead.
I want to ask you think he's really responsible for 9/11? I have my own idea.
Huh?
I have my own idea, but
That's just the government. You know, the Illuminati, the government. They built the building to blow it up. You know what I'm saying? First of all, they're gonna get a Japanese man to build one of the most important buildings. And so I know racism. It's 1965, 1966. They ain't gonna get no Japanese to build no building. One of the world icon structures. They're gonna get a Japanese. The white man don't work that way. They got it because they knew they was gonna blow the damn building up. And even the Japanese say, I designed the damn thing to take a hit from a 747. And that shit was imploded. Just like they blow down these buildings, implode them. That was imploded, and it was just the government did the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's called the Reichstag program. What it is this here. It's Adolf Hitler did it. What you do is, it's a science of mind control. What you do is you go and you burn down a government structure. Then when you burn down the government structure, the people get all scared and say, oh, our government is about to fall. Then it's a problem solution thing. Then you go, okay, then we're going to go after these terrorists and the people that burn down the building and stuff. And then you enact these laws to go after the people and stuff like that. It's a problem solution type thing, and it's nothing but the government and the Illuminati and the Skull and Bones and the whole people that run the shit. I mean, Condoleezza Rice called Willie Brown, the mayor of San Francisco, and told him don't fly that day. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Act, came in the night before, 9/10, to secure the parameter. You see what I'm saying? So that was all the setup. And as a result, all these laws they enact. But guess what? Bill Cooper was talking about that shit for 10 years before it happened. How they were going to blow up something, how they were going to do it. And what happened to him? A month after 9/11, they killed his ass? That's all the same. The same aspect and all. You know, they got these orange, isn't it funny how for the last 3 years they done had these orange alerts, red alerts and all this shit at the airport, and they don't never really tell you what happened to them? And every Christmas, people don't know they had it in 2002, they had an orange alert or a red alert. So I want to know this here, how the hell you gonna know when there's supposed to be something supposed to be hit in the country, but you can't catch nobody? But every 5 goddamn months, somebody showing up on videotape. I want to know this here. How the hell you gonna say you gonna have Saddam Hussein and we can tell this is the real one because we checked his DNA? How the fuck you get his DNA?
That's right. That's right.
And you just accept shit. How the fuck did they get his? They never had a thought about, oh, we know know it's him, maybe got his DNA, but see, they done got the people under mind control. Whatever come out that TV, you go, and then you might go, oh, this is him, mama, because they got his DNA. Your mama like, they got his DNA, well, I guess that's him. Yeah. You go on back in there cooking some goddamn eggs. You understand what I'm saying? See the mentality? Now I want to show you this here. They catch a motherfucker with $700,000, and he's sleeping in a goddamn hole. And I'm supposed to believe this shit?
Hell no.
You see what I'm saying? When they said that they flew him out of Baghdad, when they had the airport shit going on, and they was fighting at the airport, they was flying Saddam Hussein at the same time. Only thing this shit is worldwide wrestling, man. Try to understand the difference. And this is what happens. They'll come in and they'll go, come into his trailer. Hey, man, it's time for you to make an appearance. He come in and make the appearance. Then they go, you can go on back, and he flies out to a resort somewhere, and you don't see him no fucking more. You never saw Noriega before, again?
Nah, so never heard about it.
You see what I'm saying? Come on, man, this is all Hollywood. We believe this bullshit. Oh, they got his DNA. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, they killed his 2 sons, but we see some big swollen head people laying in their ashes. Oh, it's right. Oh, that's it. Oh, they killed his sons.
Yeah.
This motherfucker worked for the damn people. Him, Gaddafi. Remember, they never put their true enemies on TV. You don't even know their name. To invoke their name. You see what I'm saying? It's something. All their enemies, it's all in the movie Wag the Dog. All their enemies work for them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you believe in this old bullshit. You see, you had a question. Somebody, put that brother back in there. You go ahead.
Yeah, Bobby, okay, back to that earthquake stuff over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you know, Russia's technology was far more advanced than the United States in dealing with that kind of stuff. Okay, do you think it's possible that Russia was the one that did those earthquakes over there?
Well,
because I know they're working together.
it's all one European government. See, the Illuminati is nothing but some shit to fool you. It's a new name for the word white supremacy. So they can't say the word white supremacy no more. That's what this shit is about. So in 1990 they recoined the phrase Illuminati. So what happened was white supremacy got so big till it got beyond white folks to start killing white folks. So then white folks come up with new names for this shit. All it is white. You better know this shit. It's all about white supremacy. You see, so they're all together on this thing here. On that one. Give me, what's that?
So what about the Masons? What are they standing on?
Well, the black Mason ain't nothing but just, that's a clown. That's a clown. Drinking liquor, driving cab. But that's, that's a joke. Damn in the Eastern Star, the black shit is a joke. That's nothing. Just drive, drive a little, you get to put a little sticker on a car and ride around. And stuff like that. No, that's a joke. And I challenge any motherfucking Mason about that shit. And it's been 12 years and then Mason ever challenged me about this shit because they know that that's a joke. And like I say, I went to the lodge. I know what they learned up in that shit. And my brother was Mason of the Year of South Carolina for fucking 5 years in a row. And he tell you, right, we don't know shit. We know how to motherfucking souffle a can of poking beans. The motherfuckers is poking bean experts. That should have a flag, poking bean in the Mason. That's it. The motherfucker don't know nothing but some poking bean technology. But hold on. But as far as the white, when we say Illuminati, skull and bones, that's what the white Masonic order and all that stuff is about. And that's just the same secret societies, secret societies and stuff like that. But you would never be able. But even if a nigga did get up in their stuff, you will always be on the bottom of the pyramid. You're never gonna get to the capstone, the upper room, and stuff like that and all. But they use you for a battery for their rituals and stuff like that also too. So for their rituals and stuff like that, because it's the same thing like Condoleezza Rice. That's what's her name, girlfriend.
Yeah,
that's Bush's bitch. See, she's an oil woman. She got a ship named after her. That's Bush's girlfriend. You see what I'm saying? and stuff like that now. So this thing here is a whole joke thing, you know. So what's that, bro?
Okay. Yeah, you had mentioned earlier something about the Caucasians, how they could, they have some magic that they could use against us. As far as like what Art Bell, I think this is what you was alluding to, what Art Bell and them did when they, all of them concentrated on raining, and it rained.
Oh yeah, well, let me tell you, well, usually they don't really need no real magic to use against black people. Black people are so ignorant and savage until, you know, you give a nigga a hot dog and some fucking goddamn Cheetos and get over on him. You know, fucking Fritos. You know, we so savage now and so ignorant, we don't even use our minds. And so they don't even have to do that now. Let me give you an example. You want to take a break, you want to go back. Well, let me get a few more questions, and because we got a lot to cover. We just breaking the ice. Give me some questions right quick. Anybody have any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I had a question when you were saying about the enemy of the black man, the black people, or the black man being the enemy, like, you know, recognizing that, you know, these people.
No, what I'm trying to get. Yeah. As far as the people.
Yeah, just the people. That's.
Yeah, it's amazing you said that, because I'm getting ready to go into this thing. Should I go into it now? Should I go into it later? What should I do?
Wait till the break up.
Okay then, yeah. Because it's amazing, because that's some amazing stuff that we done broke through. You notice how, I'm going to just set you up for this one. You notice how you learn this information and you can't teach it to your brothers, and they just ain't listening, your sisters and your mama. They won't listen to the shit and you don't know what's going on. There's a whole shit that in Hemmitt, they knew about it. They broke this stuff down. And they knew all about this kind of stuff here and all. And there's a science to this type of thing here. Because I be like, damn, this shit is so easy. It's like apples and oranges. To us, it's common sense. But you can't get a nigga, you know. I sat with this guy for 2 years. And he learned all this Egyptian stuff. You know what I'm saying? I see him on the plane today. He's at some ministry, going teaching that same old garbage to people, and the lies and the deception. You see what I'm saying? But there's a reason for that, and that's what we're gonna get into. It's a form of a robot thing. We're gonna get into this type of thing here to show you what this is about, because this is very key. When I went to D.C., there's a brother named TJ. He said, "What's wrong with our people?" He said, we need to pull the elixir and find out what's going on with them. And they started revealing. Then I found out there's some studies on this thing. So we're going to go into that particular part also too. But the people, man, will sell you out. The people will kill you because the people are they are robots. They are robots. Give me some more questions right quick. What's that, sister?
What's your views on fraternities and sororities?
Oh, that's just a joke book thing, you know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. You know, that's college fun. You know what I'm saying? That's college fun, but that has no significance as far as some advanced ancient knowledge. Now they can say, that in the inception of the ones, they can say that, they just took certain icons, the Alphas took the Sphinx and the whole Egyptian thing. The Newts is from a Newt tribe with the stuff. The Delta, the elephant is also symbolic of the African aspect and stuff. The Ivories and stuff with the AKAs, and all of them have certain icons that they can deal with on what's going on. But other than that, no, it's just a social club. It's just a social club and stuff like that.
Name themselves after Greeks.
And stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's, even though the Greek language is a black language, but they didn't do it from that particular perspective. That's from the white man shit who actually put this stuff together for them under the Boule Charter and the whole Sigma Pi Phi and that whole 9 yards. So it's just some fun shit, like Chuck E. Cheese, but it ain't got no fucking substance to it. You know what I'm saying? No substance to it and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's some Chuck E. Cheese shit. And all, but it ain't got no, some tickle me elbow shit. But it ain't got no substance to it, no advanced knowledge to the doggone thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's that, bro?
Is that an alternative for vaccination for kids?
Huh?
An alternative?
Yeah, the only thing you got to do is, there's a religious alternative where you can say that you are a part of a spiritual order that does not allow that. That's still a part of that. You can make your own one up if you know what you're doing. And then they'll make you sign this waiver that if anything goes wrong with them, they're not responsible. But there are alternatives and stuff. And a lot of it is under certain laws that based on certain groups, interest groups get out of. You see what I'm saying? Now, if they did have it, I was just saying what they was doing in Atlanta. In Atlanta, the white people was going on with the white folks down in Atlanta, what they were doing is the ones who children just so happened to get vaccinated, the white people was using some stuff called fresh tuja leaf. And they would put it in the body and they would wipe the vaccination out the same day. You see what I'm saying? So there's ways to clean out that way. It's called fresh tuja leaf. And they sell it in the health food store. And that's what the white folks was using. But the alternative is some type of religious or spiritual thing. You can still say it's a spiritual aspect and get around it.
Well, if they give you a shot where you have a shot where your kid can't go to school.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying?
You get with me afterwards, I'll tell you how to do it.
Yeah, it's the way you do it though.
I'll tell you it's gonna get them.
Yeah, right. There's plenty of people that get around it and stuff like that. No, yeah. Give me some more questions right quick. Yeah. What's that?
Who's your favorite two artists, and who would you say this day and time that come close to being a good black leader?
Well, first of all, we don't even need no leaders.
I mean, just someone who is speaking.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way this goes is just like any education. All of this particular knowledge was put down for us in the ancient schools of Africa or Egypt and stuff like that. And you basically, the word university means a consortium of books. So to go to a real university, you don't have a favorite anything. You do research.
Right.
So it's always tons of stuff like that and all. So for me to say that now is kind of vague. You see, I can't say there's one book that I'm telling people to get. It's a book called To Be Studied right now. It is a book that I'm telling people to get. It's a book called Polaria. Did you ever get that book?
You can't get it.
You can't get it? You tried it?
Man, I tried all year long.
Polaria by W.H. Mueller. Polaria, W.H. Mueller. And that book, W.H. Mueller, that book is a hell of a book. You got to study it though, because it's dropping on all the stuff on the cycles and different things, alchemy, a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff in one book. The guy had to sneak in the country under an assumed name. It was Kenneth Grant. He had to sneak in the country, go to Albuquerque, New Mexico. He's from England, and to put that book out, Polaria. And that's the one you want to get. You sure?
I've tried all year. Since July.
Now, isn't it interesting, because that book has been out since '96, and every time I say something on the tape about some shit, the books go out of print like that. And stuff like that. But there's ways and stuff. But as far as this here, man, it's about a study and stuff like that. And so the concept here is to follow no one and just access information. I can give you several books and book lists and stuff like that on that level. But the key is not to line up behind anybody and not piggybacking on what you're saying, but I will make this particular observation. No other race, we don't know who the leader of the Chinese race is. We don't even know the leader of the goddamn Puerto Rican race. You know what I'm saying? Or the Mexican race. We're the only people that's got leaders. And that is to dehumanize you. You're a world-class people. You know, you're all around the world doing stuff and all. That white man tell you, I want to put a telephone in the picture on the wall of the space shuttle that you can talk to the picture. A nigga will do it. You see what I'm saying? Something black, he won't hear the lick out of snake. But the point I'm trying to make here is, only people got a leader as black people and stuff like that. And that's because they appoint you one. You see what I'm saying? So they appoint you one. But so I just say that particular thing. And the only other person got on the leader is the Palestinians, where Arafat is their leader. But it is something because they're opposite, they're in conflict with the Jews. So it's always a dehumanizing thing, the way they do that particular aspect. They do that and all. So, but on that. So right now it's not about following anybody. See what we're doing now, we're in the last stages of, you are going to be the ones to take the reins to bring this thing to the next level. Like I said, we're going to turn this over to the elect. You are the ones that's going to do it. So the leader is yourself in the particular concept of this thing. And now the mind magic is going to another level. Like I say, I can tell a lie and the motherfucker come true. Scare the shit out of me. You see? Yeah, I tell a damn lie and 2 days later the shit be true. You scared the damn hell out of it. I done produce something. You see what I'm saying? Produce something and all. And I tell people to see this. The first thing you need to start with, and everybody here, is to start with this one. Because I did, you know, I've been doing this for years. But I did it the other week. In Atlanta, they said, for some reason, they wanted it to rain during the Super Bowl. And so I went in my mind and burned up the chemtrails, because that's how they make it rain. The rain is being controlled by them dropping shit from planes, and the planes give you this dome. And it'd be a whole gray sky with no clouds, but it'd be this overcast. So I decided I got tired of the shit. And I shot some stuff in the air that made it sunshining for a fucking damn week. So they got so mad about it, so they put a gray sky over Atlanta for damn near a month. So you want to start with exercising your melanin power. First of all, melanin, the weather is earth, air, water, what is it? Air, 4 elements. Earth, fire, air, and water. So now, whenever you do this, start with the weather. If you want to do it, the weather is the basic elements where all the entities and everything has something to do with. So if you want to get to the God level, the first thing you want to start doing is to start controlling the weather. And basically, what I do is I take these black scarabs. You seen the black scarabs on the mummy? I take them and I send them up in the sky and have them eat up the chemtrail and eat that dome cloud up and have the sun shining through. Or I'll show the whole city of Atlanta where I am, and then it just eat that shit up. And that shit work like crazy. But you can do all kind of techniques in your mind that can actually work with the weather. So if you really want to start exercising your God power, start with working with the weather. And I'll guarantee you, the shit will work. That's the first thing. It will work if you really want to start doing some stuff on that level. Give me some more questions right quick before we go to break. What's that?
I was basically going to ask you, how do you go about calling an entity, calling a force whenever you want to do the work in your favor?
Well, there is the libations, but these are not but forces on the inside of you. So basically, these are, you can invoke them and all, but also you can go in your mind, because see now a lot of since 2004, a lot of the energy is shifted based on mind. If you can think it up in your mind, the shit can happen. That's how powerful this is now. 90% of it is what you do up in here. Creative visualization. You see what you do up in here and stuff. Start with the sexual aspect, you and your girl just doing some real raunchy shit. And conjuring up this eroticism in your mind, because that's a lot of force, a lot of energy. Start with that first, and then work your way outward to the earth plane or to the society. You see what I'm saying? You know, because everybody got these erotic thoughts in their head anyway, so it's always been there. So you might as well use that. Use that also. So you get more questions before we go to break? What's that?
My last question is, when I was at Savannah State and I was doing some African studies in the Gullah Islands and South Carolina, when the sister was saying that it's certain energy that flow on the line, that flows the line from South Carolina, which was Charleston, New Orleans, all the way to Houston, that had this energy that was going to flow here, which was like the Super Bowl in a negative sense, and then energy that you can harness at certain times.
Right. And that's interesting you say that, because like I say, everything is connected. You see what I'm saying? So all that's, I would agree. All that's connected. You see, all of that is connected. Let me give you another example. This was a sister. Sister called me from San Francisco. Now, you know, San Francisco used to be like Harlem. They had a whole black San Francisco, and they basically ran them out of there. Replaced them with Asians and shit. She called me from San Francisco recently, and they had these projects in San Francisco. And this real estate woman was showing her around the city. There was supposed to be some house or something she was trying to buy. Or what, I can't remember what she said. But she was with this white woman, it was this real estate woman. And they went by these projects that was in San Francisco. This is just piggybacking on. This is more evidence into the stuff that I was talking about for years, about the killing people in the projects. She just told me this last week. And she said this white woman was showing her these projects, and so she asked the question, what happened to them? The white woman, I think, had her mother in the car with her, and the mother said, oh, they exterminated them. This is coming from the white woman's own mouth. She said, oh, they exterminated them. This was last week. You see, same thing again about the projects. Here's a woman. She said she was shocked. I said, man, you should have asked her to elaborate on it. But still yet, we've been talking about this for years on my tapes. And I did all this extensive research on them exterminating people in the projects. And yet, this is years later. This woman, she told her this, I think she said, well, I don't know, it was this year or something. This is the white woman's mother, so they exterminated them. So these crackers know some shit. They know what time it is and stuff like that. You see, on what's going on. Any more questions right quick? What's that?
You said you were going to speak on the attack that's being waged on our relationship.
I'm going to go into that, definitely. I'm going to get ready to go into that. As a matter of fact, I got a tape on this shit called Babylonia, the Magic and Mysteries of Love and Sex. That is the bomb. You know, you want you to get access to that particular tape, and I'm going to go into some of that also. When we come back. Any more questions? And yeah. So also, yes, like I said, I have some. The brother Darryl Rice produces a CD where he takes the conscious speakers and put them to music. So put it to mixes and stuff. So we got some of that and all. Yeah. Also, I have the Hemmitt Fund bucket, and the Hemmitt Fund bucket. Because motherfuckers got a nigga in Dire Straits. This is the Hemmitt Fund bucket. This bucket right here, you can, don't feel ashamed to give to this Hemmitt Fund bucket. I figure the goddamn preacher can do it, I can do the shit. So you can give whatever you want in there and all, and we won't hold it against you because you gave something to help a damn nigga out, because the nigga is doing mighty fucking bad financially. He had to send my money early so I could pay my shit, man. Nigga was damn near on the street. Nigga was damn near on the street, so you can help a Negro out or whatever stuff. We're gonna go to a break, and then we're gonna go to a break. We're gonna come back, and we got a lot of stuff to cover, so we'll do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we are back. Everybody should know what the Baphomet head is. That is the symbol of the devil. I was trying to see if I have a picture of the Baphomet. You know, the Baphomet Sabbatic goat, which is the image of the devil, that got the Christians all scared and everybody all scared. It's interesting here because I always said that one man's God is another man's devil. And is another man's devil. And it's interesting here because this particular book here, called The Soup, is by Idries Shah, S-H-A-H, Idries, I-D-R-I-E-S, Idries Shah, S-H-A-H, excuse me, introduction by Robert Graves. In this particular book, it goes on to talk about the mysteries in the West, the head of wisdom. And in here it says that when we suppressed the Knights Templars, when they suspected that the White Knight Templars were accused of worshiping a head, sometimes called the Baphomet head. This has been the basis of what makes people afraid. This this image of the devil that you get with the goat and the horns and all of that, which is the Baphomet head. You've seen the pictures for years. Yeah, I have one on the thing here. It's interesting, it's ironic that in this particular book, the Sufis, he goes on to give the mysteries of this Baphomet head, and he talks about it was venerated by the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar is a group of priests, medieval group of priests that was actually put together by the Moors. And in that particular Knights Templar, he goes on to say that they worshiped his head. They worshiped his head. And the Baphomet is none other than the head of the completed man, and the black head, or the Negro head, or the Turk's head, which appears hereby in English country end signs, and is a crusader and a substitute and some kind of knowledge. So in so many words, what they're saying here is this Baphomet head, this head that you see of the devil that used as the symbolic devil that has been terrorizing Christians and people around the world for years, when it was first put together by the Knights Templar, the Baphomet, who worshipped his head, it was worshiping the head of the Negro. And it goes on to say that it comes out of Moorish Spain, and in so many words, it is the head of the Moor, which is the completed man. Which means he's complete, which means he's, and the reason why they say complete man, because in the book, People of the Secret, I can't think of the name of that guy who wrote that book, People of the Secret. In that book, they said that in so many words that the European was somewhat incomplete, an aberrant man, as it says. And so the head of wisdom is the shield found above the shield of the founder of the Knights Templars, shown in the background of gold, and on gold the three Moors' heads. So, in so many words, these heads of this Baphomet goat was symbolic of the Moors, who was the fathers of the Knights Templars, that put this head together, put this symbol together. And so in so many words, it's called a completed man. But anyway, I'm just giving that particular information that's in this book, The Sufis, by Idries, I-V-R-I-E-S, Shah, S-H-A-H, introduction by Robert Graves. And they go into that about that Baphomet head. Just more information as we go on, just verifying shit I said years ago. And all, and I wear this Baphomet head and all this head and stuff like this and all, which we are all scared of and think is the devil. Well, the origin of it is talking about right there, which was the black man. Which we know that same Baphomet, that when they showed the guy who did the Alien movies, what's my man's name? Geiger, and they showed the Baphomet head, his hair is dreadlocks, which was also inspired the movie The Predator. So all this stuff goes together. All this stuff goes together. Now these particular two pieces right here that I'm going to put on the tape is coming from the book, Van Daniken's book. It's called In Search of Ancient Gods, My Evidence for the Impossible. My Pictorial Evidence for the Impossible. And this is the name of the book, Eric Van Daniken's book, In Search of Ancient Gods, My Pictorial Evidence of the Impossible, Chariots of the Gods. He wrote Chariots of the Gods in 1968 or 69, and it caused a lot of hoopla in the scholarly community about ancient astronauts. So he came back a couple of years later with this book called In Search of Ancient Gods, My Pictorial Evidence for the Impossible. And he has these two pictures of these alien-like figures, but it's interesting, this is what he has on an Osiris crown. And these alien-like figures, and I've seen this book for years, but this is more important now because these two figures here is found in the Baghdad Museum. So we're talking about why they went up into Baghdad in the first place and raided the museum and got all the artifacts out of there. You see what I'm saying? The government. They had 300 museums around the world say, whatever you do, save the artifacts. They raided the museum because that was a part of going up in there in the first place. And they got these two pictures that with these two things is some of the stuff that they went up in there for. I don't know to do some type of ritual or whatever the deal was, but it's just interesting that these are the things that's found in the Baghdad Museum. And the same Baghdad Museum is where they raided recently, which is the basis of this war. Which is the basis of this war. So it's just very key on how that particular aspect goes. Moving right along, let's see if I got a couple other things I want to deal with. I talked about this the last couple of weeks, but I want to get back in this again because this is very interesting. We've been having this ongoing argument on where the white boy came from. One, in two schools of thought. One was the school of thought of, one being climate adaptability in the cold, out of the cold, and the other one is based on this person being a made person, a manufactured. Well, it's interesting because in November, the white boy came out and traced his origins. He said, so that first of all, they agreed that all the people came out of Africa. That's the first thing. Then they said, but it was almost 700 years. No, he said, no, 7,000 years before the white man would emerge out of Africa in some kind of way. So they're trying to paint this kind of picture. All of a sudden, they want introduction into the human family. Before everybody was inferior. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden now, they bearing witness that we're all African people. And I'm saying, now where are they going with this shit here? So anyway, they went out to prove the white boy and how the white boy came about. And they traced him to some ancestry from Asia. So they said the white man came from Asia. In the particular aspect that they went to some person in Tibet that was about my color and said that the white men came from them. But they did something very curious. They went on up into the Iberia Peninsula. They went on into Siberia and into the North Pole. Mm-hmm. And they found a group of people, my color, living in the North Pole. Now this makes a kind of problem here. If they got some people, my color, living in the North Pole, and that's in the ice, where the white man come from? Now the white man's supposed to come from Europe